Is there a Tommy for Wiccan to even find? Are we watching Sophia's show or the Penguin? Star Wars needs to give Ewan McGregor exactly what the man wants. Find all this out and more today on Fundamentals. What's up?
Hey.
Took
What's
a
going on?
took a nice week off and come back with all kinds of stuff to talk about now.
Yeah, just a
Facts.
little sabbatical.
Get our
Right,
heads in
right.
the game.
Yeah, it's a nice little week off. So,
So
oh
happy
man,
to be back though. Like it's great to see you
mm,
guys.
for real, for real. And man, New York Comic Con was this weekend. Still going on actually as we speak.
Yeah, it
Man,
is.
all kinds of stuff released. Uh, Agatha and Penguin still bringing it every freaking week. Oh yeah,
Unstoppable TV show, man. That and
for
the
sure.
Penguin.
So you guys ready to
Uh,
get into some Marvel news then?
I am. Let's hop into it.
All right.
So, as we like to start right off the bat with our favorite, Agatha All Along.
Hell yeah. Repping the
The
shirt today,
Queen.
boys.
Hey, I ain't repping it, but I'm wearing purple. So,
Man, I'm just living
I
Living
got,
your best life.
living my best life.
I got to get me one of those shirts. So,
Mhm.
Dude, it's so comfy. I love Hot Topic because like
mm,
you can always find like because they always have that wall of graphic tees, but then underneath like they have like their little hidden gems in there. This was one of the shirts that was a hidden gem inside.
oh,
So I was
nice.
like, oh yeah, I'm
That's
getting
what I'm
this.
talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a hot topic here, so I've got to check that out here soon. See if they have the same selection that you got yours from.
I'm definitely
Hell
taking a
yeah.
trip this week.
So yeah, so this as we all know from the last week that where we missed, it ends with us getting Wiccan, and he's confirmed as Billy Maximoff,
Hmm.
and we pretty much jump straight into this last episode as a pretty much a backstory of how he became Wiccan, which I feel like was pretty good. It's
And how
pretty
we got
slick.
the sigil and everything too.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, just a good little Jewish boy becoming a man, I guess, in his bar mitzvah, and boy,
Mhm.
did he not realize how life changing that day was going to be.
Man.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, so pretty much had bar mitzvah. And let's be honest, like they did not spare and hold nothing back for his bar mitzvah. I mean, this dude had a light up dance floor, uh, had a palm reader, which is was crazy, and I did not expect us to get to see all the different witches that was
Yeah.
involved with him on that day.
Mm.
So Lilia was there, reading palms. We find out she's the one that put the sigil on him because she's seen something from the future. I guess maybe to protect him or
Yeah.
prevent. I'm assuming something like that. Um,
Maybe.
maybe I'm sure we're gonna find out probably this next episode all the story behind it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. We'll see. Then as they leave the bar mitzvah, everybody's leaving the bar mitzvah actually because of the hex, and the reports of the hex, and as they see the hex shrinking or whatever,
Hmm.
they actually get ran off the road, hit a tree. Billy dies. I love how they do the slow of the heartbeat, and
Hmm.
then and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 the heartbeat picks back up, and then he awakens, and yeah, we have Billy inside William, and he yells
Yeah.
out for Tommy, and he's got no memory prior to the wreck
Right.
of William at all, but Billy as well don't have any memory, and all he remembers is yelling out the name Tommy.
Right.
So then he's pretty much it skips 3 years after that, uh, and I guess he's like adapting and trying to fake that he's William.
Hmm.
And he's sitting there going through, and he's been doing research of the hex, and I guess trying to figure out who he is and where he came from and everything. We get his boyfriend in there, Eddie, which a lot of people are wondering if it's going to be Teddy, Hulkling, because that's who he was with in the comics.
Right.
There's a lot of back and forth if they're going to do that or not with this boyfriend, and yeah, so let's see. He meets Bonerific 69, which we
Oh
get
man.
Evan Peters, Ralph Boner, and
I
that's
want one
how
of those boner pitch a tent kind
yes,
of family reunion shirts that New Rockstars has. I saw that
yes.
today because I was watching their video of the recap and I was like, oh
Mm,
my god, I really do need one of those shirts.
I'm definitely going to order one. Yeah, it's too hilarious not to.
What the hell gave them the reason to name him Ralph Boner? Just like all the names you could have gave him.
I don't know, man. I don't
Boner.
Do you not think that was the actor himself? Like, was like, yeah, this is the name I'm going to choose.
Right.
It's like, come on, man. Like, I mean, I guess it's opportunity to get some comedy in, but Boner.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know why they went that route, but I don't know.
Dude, my brain just totally made a dad joke. You said Boner, I was like, I hardly know her. Anyway,
yeah. So that's how we find out that Billy actually hears of Agatha's name and who Agatha even is. So after that, then he does even more research with Agatha and dives into go and find her in Westview.
Right.
And we kind of see where Agatha's scenes were with the crime world, how they actually looked inside her house, and yeah, and that's pretty much how Wiccan becomes there. And at the end, they pretty much
he gets back on the road.
Yeah, they pretty much agree to go back down the road together. They let each other know they're not here to get along, but they're here just to get through it. And and the episode leaves us hanging, as always.
That's all.
You know, Joe Locke said that episode 7 is his favorite episode, and that's the next episode.
Yeah, he said that. So he said 7. Well, so actually, he said this episode with him, it was mainly on him. I think it was his favorite.
Okay.
But he said the next one though is the craziest episode of the season. Which let's be honest, if this past episode wasn't just about him, who's not going to say their favorite one's the one where it focuses where you get most screen time? So 7 probably would be the favorite if it wasn't for this last one.
Yeah, a little bit of bias going on for himself. Okay, then, Joe.
Yeah. But so yeah, what's y'all's take on this past episode or past couple episodes or whatever? How are y'all liking it? Are y'all still feeling just as strong as a vibe, or y'all feel slightly different?
I mean, I'm sitting over here with one of the her shirts on, so I feel like I'm definitely still vibing.
Have become a stand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm a witch. It's cool. Birthday's in October, so it makes sense. I definitely still like it, and I'm still vibing with it. I really like how they brought back the scenes from the past episodes where she was interrogating him, but it was inside of her house. Like we saw that in the previews prior, but now we see that Agatha was actually doing it in her house, which we had thought that was happening. But then now we actually get to actually see that. And then we also don't get to see Rio. Like she's having that whole conversation with Rio talking about when's the last time you saw the suspect? It was on TikTok. That whole verbiage from episode 1 was said again, but this time you didn't see Rio. They're not on the couch.
Right.
As in so what, why are we hiding Rio? Is Joe Locke the only one, or not Joe Locke, sorry, Billy, because he's Billy now. Is Billy the one that can actually see her true form as possibly death, right? With the dagger and the tarot card and everything. So is the way that he sees her different than how everybody else sees her? So that's my question as well.
Got so many questions. And what's crazy is I know this was mainly focused this past episode on Billy, but it is crazy how they kind of went out of their way for different angles to make sure we didn't see Rio in any of this. I get maybe towards the end of the previous episode because Alice died, maybe she's taking care of Alice, but then this one, I mean, even at the end they were talking on the road, which gave us plenty of time for Rio to walk up. She still never walked up, and like you said, we definitely don't get to see her, I think, very purposely from the angle while he's looking in that window. So
yeah,
I don't know.
But I mean, we do know that he does see her though, because in episode 4 or I think it was 4, when she came back after Mrs. Hart, Sharon Davis dies.
Kitty.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever you want to call her. So after when Rio comes back, you hear Billy, teen, whatever you want to call him, Joe Locke, pull Agatha aside and was like, oh, so she's back. Should we be concerned? So he knows that she's there, so he sees her.
Right.
But how does he see her is my question.
I know. I don't know. Do you think that we'll see like maybe he'll see some definite different form than everybody else?
I think he can see death.
Hmm.
Like, like he can see that people are dead. So maybe that's why he didn't go looking for his mom, because he really does think she's dead, or maybe he does see her
Right.
as a dead form. Because like, how everybody was asking, like, why didn't he Google her name?
Right.
Well, maybe he didn't Google her name because he sees her actually dead. Like,
Maybe. And like as bad as I'm so Team Wanda and really want Wanda to come back, but
same.
honestly, I don't think we're going to get her. I really don't. I think they're going to be done with Wanda. We might get maybe something in Secret Wars, but that's it because like the universes in the comics is so vast compared to the
Mhm.
MCU, so much vaster, and so many we get to visit so many other different areas of the universes than we've seen in the MCU, and I really just don't think that we're going to get a Wanda and a Wiccan in the MCU right now because I think it would just be almost too much and nothing would really be able to stand a chance just for the way that the MCU is currently layered. uh Maybe I'm wrong. Like if they want to bring Wanda back, I'm 100% here for it, but I just don't think they're going to now. I really don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
But
also different versions and different like
it's true.
multiverses of her. So
Right.
maybe there's another one out there that still has the dark hold or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we can expect with this series so far. Like we all know that Billy's end game goal is to bring his brother back, so we may be able to look forward to that. We may look forward to the resurrection of the Darkhold,
Mhm.
and well, I personally expect to see a Doctor Strange cameo because it's just
Okay.
like, why not? He was there when Wanda was killed,
Mhm.
Mhm.
so he could kind of connect the bridge between the MCU and Agatha All Along as a TV series. And he could also have the potential to recruit Wiccan and have him join the Comitage,
Right.
or end up being a member of the Strange Academy, which is supposedly still in pre-production with Marvel Studios. So
Mhm.
Wiccan is supposedly a very formidable magic user in the Marvel world. I don't
Mhm.
know much about him as far as comic goes, but seeing him being able to just like control Agatha and the rest of the coven, like use like mind control powers over them, he can
Right.
read minds and do crazy stuff like that. It's just like, wow, Wiccan is probably a problem in the battlefield. So
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, we also like could possibly see Wong instead, because he is the Sorcerer Supreme,
yeah,
And I feel
rather
like we're
than
due to see
Strange.
Wong as well. Like,
It's
Wong.
been so long.
Yeah, and
it's
he's
been a
he's
while.
he's kind of our guy that we kind of expect to pop in and out now, you know?
Yeah.
Right? Like we don't even need Benedict Cumberbatch. Like we could
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Wong come in and show up and recruit him. Because he's already recruited America Chavez and they
Right.
already started a roster there.
Yeah.
So
And like honestly, low key or maybe high key, I kind of want to see an in scene credit or part of this show where like maybe there is. Actually, I got a theory I want to get into a little bit later, but I'll tell you why I bring this into later. But so maybe we do see some kind of hell realm by the end of this, or maybe at the very end of this, and
Mhm.
Wong comes in with Madison with the Y and two N's, and because she's been to the hell realm. That's the queen of hell, as far as we're concerned right now. And yeah, I want to see Madison with Wong come back. Just not all the time, just another scene. Because the last one we got was in She-Hulk with them sitting on the couch. Were they watching something or playing a game? I think they were watching
watching
something.
I think they
something.
were
Yeah.
watching something.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
So
I
what's
don't
your
know.
theory now that you said
Okay,
you started to
so
bring it up?
yeah, so I want to see. Even if it's after in credit scene, I want to see the Hell Realm. All right, so it don't have to necessarily be Mephisto, but it can be. I'm okay. Or Chthon, the ones with dark codes. So there's a lot of people also going back and forth. Is all the dark codes really, you know, gone, or is there a version of the dark code back? I say they're all gone. I really do think they're all gone. But Chthon is the one that wrote the dark code. He's the one that created the dark code. And that they were on the inscriptions of Mount Wundagore on the wall. But what if because Wiccan was more magic infused because his powers are magic infused. That's how he was able to find William's body and do what he did. But with Tommy not being um magic infused, he's a speedster, but obviously he had magic that helped create him. he didn't have nowhere to go. He didn't know how maybe to find a soul or do something like that. And what if like Tommy's soul escaped, but is actually imprisoned in the Hell Realm by Cthulhu or Mephisto, who is actually pulling the strings behind the scenes, to get all this stuff to happen. And maybe now that Wanda's dead, that kind of puts Cthulhu or Mephisto's plans to whatever she was becoming and how they could use her. Maybe that's gone. So who's the next best person? Wiccan. And so they help pull the strings by putting him into William, while they're actually have his Tommy entrapped. And maybe at the end of the road, he don't get to find Tommy. There isn't no Tommy to find, but then he finds that's where Tommy is, and then Wiccan's story takes off after Agatha to go save his brother, but he's got to figure out how to get to the Hell Realm and save him.
So potentially we have a setup for season 2, or we could just do another spinoff.
Right.
Well, we are supposed to have another spinoff with like Vision.
Yeah.
But like we don't really know what's after this. Like if they're gonna do something season 2-esque, or if we're just gonna get like a Wiccan, because we did kind of get like that spoiler of like they have a Wanda project like happening that they like signed the rights for, but like everybody else is like, oh, we can't talk about it. So maybe this is what it is. It's his story. It's Wiccan, because he's tied to Wanda in this whole universe.
And then also, another theory of mine, which, I don't want this to happen, but was what if just because Billy was the more magical and magic infused person and Tommy wasn't, he was just created by magic, but that's it. Well, if he gets to the end of the road and find out there is no Tommy, Tommy was gone with the hex because he was a creation. He was a speedster. He didn't have magic powers, magic, at all. So like, what if it gets even darker? Because I mean, every episode, I feel like we get dark stuff.
Yeah.
we get to the end and there is no Tommy. Tommy actually never existed. It's just you, bro. So I mean, if that happens though, what would y'all theorize or like think? What that's not even a word, but
no, it isn't.
But what would you think he would find at the end of the road, or he would get if he found out that actually there is no Tommy? There is no it never existed.
I think he's gonna find the Darkhold and he's gonna use it. That's what I think.
Do you think that there's just like for some reason one copy that wasn't destroyed, or do you think it's something where
the road gives you what you want, right? Like it's what you're looking for.
Right.
So maybe like Mephisto had a copy or something, and like now
or maybe
he has
a new copy gets created by the road just at the end because that's what he needs or something.
Maybe you never know.
I mean, we're talking about either a copy, or we could just talk about a complete resurrection of like the primary book too.
Right.
That's very possible in the.
Because there's got to be a piece in Agatha still, right?
Yeah. And
like,
honestly, anything's possible with anything's possible with magic. So.
Yeah.
Jamie says Wanda was considered the living Darkhold in the comics, so maybe she passed that down through Billy.
Huh.
I like that actually.
Okay, I like that.
I didn't realize that. So, And Kenpachi is in the chat as well. So good morning.
What up, Kenpachi?
Morning.
Seeing him
talking about witches.
Yeah. Seeing Kenpachi yesterday. Actually, he's setting up down at the Riverfest, selling their soaps and stuff. Yeah, had a good looking booth set up, man. All kinds of great product.
They go hard.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. They had a whole bunch of bags created for like simmer pots too. I love a good simmer pot, but I don't know. There's so many things. Like I keep feeling like we keep getting more things answered, but then it leaves us with way more questions than answers. Which I'm okay with because it's obviously pushing us forward in the right direction. But another thing that I was wondering about is like with Lilia putting that sigil on, we don't 100% know why yet, really. But I'm wondering, like, did she put that on him because she's seen the future with him and Agatha crossing and know how Agatha's power is, so it's to protect him from Agatha? Or did she did this right when the hex came down? Did she do this on purpose so Wanda purposely couldn't find her son? Because this is the only reason why This is the only reason why Wanda went to these universes and did what she did, and then she died because the sigil was on him. Because if the sigil wasn't on him, Wanda would have found William/Billy, and we wouldn't have had a lot of the bad stuff I think would have happened. Honestly, like I think it would have been a little bit easier journey, not so villainous. If it was, oh, I found Wiccan, so now me and my son's going to go on this journey to find Tommy, type thing.
Yeah.
So that sigil is what created wanted to go because,
Yep.
yeah.
So if there is like a Tommy in the other multiverses, that means there has to be a Tommy in this multiverse, which means is there another witch coven out there that has a sigil on that Tommy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. There's so many things. Oh my God. There's so many
So
I
theories.
have so many questions.
And like
Right.
Kenpachi said, the Dark Code is the book Cthon, like we were saying a while ago, and he still exists. So it stands to reason the Dark Code still exists as well somewhere. Well, even though she supposedly destroyed every version of it in every universe. I mean, if this man created it, what if he does just, oh crap, I'll just write it out again, make it one more copy. And so
Yeah.
this could be the only copy that exists in every universe instead of one in every universe now. But I don't know. There's so many questions. So many questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
So
he said,
many.
he said also in the comics, Wiccan's connected to another primordial gods. Is that the Demiurge? Huh.
Yeah, I thought Wiccan did become the Demiurge at some point.
Yep. And yeah, Jamie said spells of the Darkhold were written on the walls of Wundagore. Could he rebuild it somehow?
Ooh.
This is true, because like the pages of the Darkhold, they said was inscribed on inside them. So
Yeah,
And that's why I'm
Wiccan's
saying that, like,
powerful.
even though like the temple collapsed, there's still pieces. Like, so I feel like you can, if you really wanted to, you could do it. You
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, did you guys see that they kind of like released, kind of like rumored a little bit about like the 2026 lineup that we have coming out with like movies and stuff?
Yeah, so I don't know
Yeah.
how true this is. But it looks good. I mean, I'm here for it. I'm not going to say no. But
Yeah.
we have Scarlet Witch, we have a Beast, Star-Lord, the
Heroes for
legendary
Hire?
Star-Lord. Yeah.
Hmm.
The Marvels, Storm, Captain America, The Coming of Galactus, Fantastic Four. So some of this I feel like The Coming of Galactus, I don't think that's right. Because
Right.
obviously we're getting Galactus in Fantastic Four First Steps. This isn't a trusted source, so take this with a grain of salt, what we're showing you right now.
Yeah.
But still, like even if half of these titles are true, like I mean, we got Wolverine, Jean Grey, Wakanda Reborn, some Avengers, Mutants, Heroes for Hire,
How
X-Men.
do you have mutants
It
and
said
X-Men?
Storm that I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I know.
It can't be true. It can't
No,
be.
well, it's not from a trusted source. I think someone
No.
put something together. But I feel like
Yeah.
in every rumor, there's hints of truth in every little rumor you can find. A lot of times,
right.
a lot of
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
And
So
I also read stuff about like Blade, and that's supposed to come out on like February 13th. And then you have
2026.
Spider-Man 4. Yeah. And Spider-Man 4 is supposed to come out in like July 24th of 2024, and then Doctor Strange 3 on that November 6th. So between the Blade and Spider-Man 4 is when Doomsday is supposed to happen. So I'm like, okay, so if that's where Doomsday is,
Right.
are we gonna get Doctor Doom in Spider-Man? And then we kind of got to we got some news that Tom Holland read the script for Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
Uh,
And he said like him and Zendaya, I think, read it together. And he's
yeah,
like,
and they
there's
were like
moments.
bebopping around the
Yeah,
around their living room.
they got pretty excited and like, they were up and down by reading it. And
Yeah.
which, obviously he's going to hype up his own movie. But Tom Holland, I mean, he gets into his movies and his character and stuff. I mean, and yeah, I'm just ready for him to ruin, give us an accidental leak again.
No,
Supposedly
don't do
accidental.
that.
But
We want to
yeah,
keep him as Spider-Man. Don't
there's
fire him.
there's so many rumors. The latest rumor I think that's going to be the King in Black story, which I don't think it's going to be.
What is that?
Deontay
Oh
knows a
no.
little. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
The symbiote god. He is like one of the day one gods too. He was there when a lot of this started. He has a comic book line that's like fairly new, like 2 or 3 years ago it came out, and God, did he finally come to Earth and wreck house? He's extremely powerful, almost like a Thanos level threat, but even greater. So it's just like you kind of want to build up to that. And if you do take the King in Black route, that's going to take you so far away from Doomsday and the other movie that they were talking, Secret Wars. So if you're going to do that, erase Doomsday and Secret Wars, push them back, do what you got to do, but go the route that makes the most sense. Because Noel's a huge threat, and the only person that could defeat him was Eddie Brock. We don't have one in the MCU.
So. No, we don't. And Tom Hardy, I mean, at New York Comic Con, he kind of said that he's done playing. So we thought it was he could be coming back as that character and other stuff, but he's done some movies. But he said this is a final goodbye to the character in the movies.
Man.
Obviously, I know we have to take everything with a grain of salt. Even nowadays, I mean, we have Andrew Garfield who kept giving us the werewolf story, and it was a bold-faced lie. So maybe it's just a misdirect, but I don't know. There's so many stories. Like, Kevin Feige wanted to be more grounded. Sony didn't want to be more grounded. And I hear that it's not going to be as grounded as Kevin Feige wanted it.
Okay.
But yeah. And Jamie said that apparently he knew RDJ was doomed and purposely did not do any press to avoid ruining it.
Yeah, nice. I read that too.
He don't trust himself.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I wouldn't either. Right. I'd be like a hermit. I'd be a hermit in a dark room. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
I don't want to say shit.
Yeah. I would be so nervous. I mean, so nervous because you can get huge trouble. I mean, for that, especially these contracts that they sign.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
They're NDAs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so another thing at New York Comic Con, Iron Man and Friends, is going to have Iron Man, Riri, and is it Hoechlin?
I don't know. Maybe.
No. Amadeus Cho is who it is. Yeah. No, Amadeus Cho. Yep. So it's going to be based on those three. But yeah, for your younger kids, they're still putting out some of them younger stuff. So raise them right, start them out on this stuff. Put them on that right path.
This is the first Iron Man like preschool type series. It's going to be on like Disney Junior and Disney Plus. It's supposed to come out in like the summer of 2025.
Nice.
It's obviously animated. But like I'm excited to kind of just see like what they do with it because I like Lego and how they like tell the storyline of like the darker like stuff that happens, but then they just like have the Legos just like pop off and like that's them dying and you're like that's funny. So I don't know, like I'm a huge Marvel fan. I'll probably watch it at least one episode, and if it's too kiddie then I'll be like you guys I get it, but not for me. Which is fine,
Right. Also at New York Comic Con, we got an official release date for Daredevil Born Again, March 4th, 2025. And man, one disheartening thing is, when we first heard that we were getting this before they did the rewrite, it was 18 episodes. Then we heard it was chopped down to 12. And now it's official that we're getting 9.
Yeah.
But Deontay, didn't you read somewhere where Daredevil's episodes are going to be like hour-long episodes though?
Yeah, hour-long episodes, and we're pretty much going to get like a very violent and intimate story of one of my favorite comic lines in Daredevil. So, and actually, the Netflix series, like every season went up to like 10 episodes too. So we're right on par with the Netflix show.
Right. Yeah, I can be okay with 9 episodes as long as they keep them at that hour mark. And what I hope is that Marvel gets such a strong response to these hour-long episodes that they start doing all their Disney Plus with hour-long episodes. Because let me tell you, these 25 to 30-minute episodes of Agatha is not doing it for me. Like,
dude, the last episode of Agatha, I literally I was like watching it and I was getting into it and I was like, oh shit, they're back on the road, and then it ends and I was like,
it's the longest episode. Well, it literally
it seemed like the shortest episode is what it felt like.
So like it was it credits in all 49 minutes, but I think if you take the credits off, it's 42 minutes. And like our last 2 episodes have been like 25, 30 minutes. But I swear, I was like, there's no way this is over. I thought this was longer. Like, and it goes to show like how much it pulls you in. So.
Something else that they announced at New York Comic Con was that along with this series, they're going to have a comic book series that's going to come out. It's going to be called A Cold Day in Hell, and it's a Daredevil comic series, and that's releasing in April of 25.
Now, is that like how they're doing the animated Spider comic release? Is that tying into this series or no?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't think so. It's
Okay.
supposed to be like a super dark, like, what if like
Mhm.
everything went to shit kind of thing from the
Right.
looks of it anyway. I would have to like dive more deeper into that. I just saw like the comic book art and it looked beautiful. It very like white, kind of like the Deadpool and Wolverine opening intro sequence where they like everything was white because of the snow and then it had like the blood
Yeah.
and that's the Daredevil that they had like pulled into that. And that's like kind of like what the cover looked like. It was really pretty. Is what I'm trying to say. It popped.
So I don't also at New York Comic Con, Marvel has this new logo that they threw up on a giant wall, which is beautiful. Like
Oh my
I'm
god.
actually love this.
Yes.
And like I don't know if this is going to be maybe a new logo we start seeing like at the beginning, or if this was just something they threw up to kind of tease, the future things that they have coming up,
Yeah.
for Comic Con. But we also
Hmm.
did get to see a version of Herbie.
Herbie.
And we get to a lot better visual than we've seen at all because all we had was that art drawing. And this is
Yeah.
kind of what Herbie's going to look like in the Fantastic Four First Steps. So it's kind of cool to see
Yeah.
him. I'm interested to see how this robot is and the role that it plays and if it works or not.
They got some
Uh,
red
Yeah.
Hulk in that logo. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
it's beautiful.
You got to see a
And
Johnny Storm like
Johnny
actually flamed
Storm.
on.
Hmm.
Yeah. What I think they're gonna do with this, I think it was just a teaser, something that they could put like on a shirt, some merch or something like that. But I
Hmm.
don't think that they're going to put it as like the iconic like
At the
flipping
beginning.
through pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, the red and silver. I
Honestly,
don't think
like
they're
I
gonna
think
do
they
that.
should stick with that, not try and be against change, but like as they like update the scenes when they flip through it, how they always do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it works. I think it's iconic,
Yeah.
and I think it should be like their signature staple.
Yeah. The next thing that we have coming out for Marvel that we would see that for
Mhm.
is going to be Captain America Brave New World, which has had early screenings, and the early screenings have not been good.
Oh
Just
no.
saying, they have not been good. So take that with what you want, but
What have you heard?
I didn't read the spoilers. I didn't want to read the spoilers
I mean, like,
because
have you heard like a non-spoiler like
no,
comments on it?
no,
Like,
mm-mm,
mm,
no. I just like I went through a couple of articles and I was just
yeah.
like, okay, all right, well,
Well, I don't believe them. So
nah, that's because you like Captain America so damn much.
yeah, I refuse to believe that they are going to have a first bad Captain America movie.
Yeah, I mean, we're
I
gonna
refuse
have
it.
Venom come out next weekend, and
Yep.
I already know that I'm gonna go and see that. And their
Mm,
marketing for Venom itself has been phenomenal.
it has.
Um, and I can't wait to see that. Honestly,
Well,
I
we've
know
already
that
got our
like
tickets for Friday night, so
yeah.
True.
yeah.
Well, I'll probably go see it on Saturday because Friday I'm gonna be driving to Arizona, so
Mm,
I
yeah.
don't want to go that same day.
I'm
But anyway,
so
Yeah.
Venom 3 is one of those I was kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to see it. And but that's like the excitement for it, I mean, it's just
mm,
like the other Venom movies. But now, like
yeah,
lately, in the past couple weeks, all the new rumors and possible ways they're going to go, it's got me like I don't know. I'm
hesitant.
afraid I'm going to get hesitant, but even more excited. But then I'm afraid,
Oh.
like, if you get more excited, assuming some of these things, you're just going to be let down even more. And then
Yeah,
I'm going to have
cap
a
your
yeah,
feelings,
yeah.
cap them
Yeah.
here,
I'm like,
so it
keep it
can go
down.
here, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess we'll find out next weekend.
Yeah.
We know how Sony is, so.
Oh man.
But y'all ready
Hey,
to discuss some DC?
get
Yes.
it.
All right.
All right. So, as you guys know, every Sunday is the best day ever. Not only because we do episodes now on Sundays, but also this
Mhm.
little thing called Penguin is out and doing the most.
Mm,
So I think episode 4 has been my favorite episode thus far, just because um you gotta see like a lot of Sophia. Like it really was, like you said at the beginning, like it is all about Sophia in this episode.
Yeah.
Like we got left off on the last episode on episode 3. You got to see
mm,
like that the Maroney family kind of was like confronting Oz, and he was with Sophia, and Sophia was like, "What the fuck are they talking about, Oz?" And Oz was like, "Shut up! Don't talk about it. We're not going to talk about this right now." Kind of like we don't talk about Bruno. But like that's how this one started, is kind of like a rewind a little bit, but now out of her perspective of like she called that like weird doctor that we're like, who the hell is this from Arkham? And
yeah, I still call him Juice from Sons of Anarchy.
Juice.
that was his name in that.
He was Shades in Luke Cage too, so I was like, man, he was a good Shades. I like Theo Rossi.
Yeah. And then you got to see like her backstory, the fact that she wasn't the Hangman, and how like her dad fucking like threw her underneath the bus for his crimes. And I'm like, holy shit. This episode is just so sad, and you're like, oh my god, this poor woman who was like wrongfully convicted, put in a jumpsuit and had like her manicured nails still done, and you're just like, oh my god, like this is like how like
villain arcs.
Yeah, man. And then she turned thank you. And then she turned into like now like this badass, because Arkham changes people. She got in there and she only thought she was going to be there for 6 months, and then she was going to get the psych evaluation, and then she was going to get out. But her dad, yet again, fucking pulled his strings and was like, no, you're going to be in there for fucking 10 years. And or she didn't know it was going to be 10 years at that point. She thought it was going to be forever. And you saw that change. Like as soon as her brother was like, you aren't getting out. And she just immediately was like, all right, well, I guess I got to change, because like I can't survive this way in here. Yeah, and you got to see the electroshock therapy and like how that all of that happened to her. And then at the end, she killed everybody. Oh man.
Put on that iconic yellow dress, just mask on her face.
Such a beautiful dress. That dress, like if I could wear that dress, if I could wear yellow, I would.
I tell you what, it was so heart-wrenching. Like seeing how she was done, and then like how she, went through this like dealing with that at Arkham. Like, oh my god. And I loved it though when she lost her shit and like bam with Magpie.
I was like, damn, that's the wrong character
her face.
Yeah. Speaking of that iconic dress y'all were talking about.
Woo!
Yep. Queen right there, man.
I'm so in love.
Like I tell you,
she even did her like makeup different too when she put that on, and I was like, oh,
like how it was in the comics actually. Yeah, very comic accurate when she was dressed in that and with her eye makeup and stuff.
This is crazy because it's like she's going back and forth with Oswald Cobblepot in his own show. It's just like sometimes he has moments of just absolute badassery, and then she comes and just blows his shit out the water. It's like, god damn, the rest of this season is just going to be them two, like taking over the spotlight.
A whole season, like a whole season of just her. Like I just want to know everything about this woman. Like that's all I want to know.
It's crazy too. Is like this is the Penguin, and Colin Farrell does so well with this version of the Penguin.
So good.
But then like we're getting so much more of her, and I'm like, I'm leaning towards like I'm waiting more for more of hers the next episode than I am him. And also is like I don't know. It's kind of such a weird thing. It's weird how this show it's impressive how many different emotions you'll feel for these characters, and at the end of the day, they're just bad characters. Like,
I mean, at New York Comic Con, you did get to see a mid-season trailer that they dropped for Penguin, and we got to see kind of a little bit. Like, I guess the next episode's gonna be like him kind of starting like his little, like, well, fuck them,
right?
Like now nobody trusts me, so now I gotta like fend for myself. Like it's time that like. We're fucking in this, bros.
What's crazy is like how much she trusted him, and she already didn't have a good relation with her father. I mean, he wanted her to kind of take over, but then we've seen what he did, and so it really wasn't very wholesome or real.
It's because she was questioning him.
Yeah, which is awful.
Yeah.
So I feel like in a weird kind of way, Oz was almost like a slight. Not father figure, but like kind of that close father figure like type in a weird way. But then like he betrayed her right off the bat, and And then now, against all her better judgment, he betrayed her again. And like,
Yeah.
even it's like, golly, dude. Like,
Yeah,
And
'cause
now
this show
you know she
runs on
definitely
like
has snapped.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. And this show runs on romanticizing Penguin so much, but then
yeah.
there's that one reminder every time, like he's still like a fucking
He's still
Gotham villain.
grimy. Yeah.
He's
Yeah. He's trying to do
Uh-oh.
all this for his mom, but
Yeah.
oh no.
Uh-oh, looks like Deontay
much
froze.
quality time. Oh,
Oh, there, you're good. We hear you
there
now.
you go. Yeah. We spent so much quality time with Sophia Falcone that I'm going to be a little bit depressed if I don't see her in Batman 2. So it's like,
Yeah.
you went through all
Yeah,
this
I
trouble to
don't
give us her, and that no.
I hope that they don't kill her off or something like that. Like
Yeah.
there's just I just want to see what she does as like the head of the family. Like cuz I haven't like read comic books like that and I don't really know like
Right.
what she could
Same.
do. So I'm like I'm just like on the edge of my seat like, all right,
Yeah.
what's next? What's going on next? Like
and
I want to know.
let's be
Right.
honest. Sophia's came a long way since Bandcamp, y'all. I mean, but man, it's such a
inside
good
joke.
series. Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, I don't know. Do y'all think that they'll continue her character after this season, or you think she'll be killed off? Just because this is the Penguin at the end of the
I
day, no
hope
matter how bad we don't want that.
what I hope is that they're gonna do this like Arkham series and they're gonna follow her in her like Arkham time. And that's gonna be the next like thing that Matt Smith, I think, or Matt Reeves, sorry, is working on.
Mm-hmm.
Because we do know that like he is making another season or a series of something. And he wanted it to be Arkham-esque in the Arkham universe. So I'm like, I want that. Like, I
Right.
want to see her go fucking complete batshit crazy. And maybe we can pull in like other people from the Suicide Squad because Magpie is from Suicide Squad. In the comics, because as soon as like they said like her name, I was like, all right, Google, who is this? Like,
She also was I think in just one issue, she was also a villain in a Superman comic as well.
Yeah,
oh, really?
and now in the Matt Reeves universe, she's dead.
Yeah.
She's dead. Like
Yeah.
Sophia gave her no chance of coming back after that.
Yeah.
Pachi said he loved Gotham. Is the Penguin better? I think the Penguin is better. I'm not gonna lie.
Is.
Gotham was good, and I still have not watched all of Gotham. So judge me as you will in that. But I think the Penguin's better than Gotham. What I've seen of it.
I don't know, man. Like
Really?
that is hard for me because I really like the arc of a lot of characters in the Gotham TV series.
Right.
And this is only one season, whereas in Gotham, I think you either had 3 or 4. Obviously, as it went on, it kind of was like, but
Penguin has the potential to go longer and become better than Gotham, in your opinion, then possibly.
It has the potential to let me down. Is kind of more like what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
The Penguin is the type of show that you need to wrap it up with season 1 because Gotham villains do not have that deep dive of a story with them. It's just what Matt Reeves decided to do with the 2 crime families and tell that story. That was the boldest shit he could fucking do with his franchise. So once you end season 1, pick another villain and move on. Like don't risk it.
So I know that we have the Mr. Freeze coming out, but I would like to see if this doctor that Sophia Falcone is talking to, if he's Scarecrow, and if that's like the next maybe series as well. Like I have thoughts.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, so the other weird thing about the Penguin is that we find out we get to see that drug inside Arkham, right? But
Bliss.
but yeah, Bliss. So like. But we find out he's not working with Arkham. So, like, who is the one that's over this Bliss in Arkham, and how's it getting in there, and how are they getting it out? Who's, like, over that she's got a tie-in with? Because naturally, you would think it would be Theo Rossi's character, but as we've seen in this last episode, he's not there no more. So I don't think it's him. So is there a character that they've kept hidden from us that we will see later? That's is going to be a surprise. Maybe it will be a different doctor that is Scarecrow, or maybe Theo Rossi is going to be Matt Reeves' version of Scarecrow. There's so many things to wonder, but I'm curious now, like who is her tie in there with this drug? Because immediately I thought it was Theo Rossi, and obviously I don't think that's
Yeah,
possible
he's
now.
no, he's not in Arkham
Right,
anymore.
and the other doctor's
Yeah.
dead, so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now that I think about it, with Taylor mentioning like we're getting like maybe a more in depth exploration of the Arkham world. Oh, this would be a good chance to give us Hugo Strange. Like we've been teased about it. A lot of
Right.
fan theories have been popping out about Hugo Strange. He's the one Batman character that can connect all of the Arkham patients and Batman's rogues gallery together. So that would be a gold mine for Matt Reeves to take advantage of.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the route they're leaning towards, or what's your opinion?
I hope so, because Hugo Strange, you could get Joker from him. You could get a lot of people from the
He had
Matt Reeves
Harley.
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
he's
what we
like,
saw in the Gotham TV series. Is we had the Hugo Strange, and we got to see that kind of take place.
yeah, he was like the counselor for all the crazy people. He was the counselor for Scarecrow. He was counselor for Jervis Tech, who was the Mad Hatter. And it was a lot of characters in Arkham that he was like responsible for. So
I need to finish Gotham. Like
so
like
good.
I've only seen
Yes.
I've seen the whole first season, and I think I've seen the half of the second season. That's it. Yeah.
So good. So
Yeah.
good.
I need to jump back on that.
Another thing that I want to see more of, though, is the Court of Owls. We got to kind of see that in Gotham.
We
So
did.
I would love to see more expansion, an expansion, an expansion on that, because I feel like they could do so much with that as well.
And Robert Pattinson wants them in the sequel. Maybe not the second movie, but he at least wants them in the franchise. So
Interesting.
So James Gunn currently is reviewing a script, and this script is Paradise Lost, the Wonder Woman script. So curious to see how that's going to be. I'm guessing one of the next in line that he's looking to jump into he's got Superman Legacy, and then he's got one more after that in it, and then this is probably be the third one.
Is that the super thing of tomorrow?
Supergirl of Tomorrow.
Girl. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember exactly what the name of it is, but everything has to be like, that means a script is written and he is reviewing it, which means that we might hear more about it in the next couple of months.
Right.
As to like a date when it's going to start getting filmed, kind of like a little bit of a backstory, maybe a synopsis of like this, because this is Wonder Woman. So who knows, what we could get out of this. Maybe he's gonna review it and be like, this is complete trash, like this isn't worth it, and like throw it out.
Oh man.
So at New York Comic Con, is it Watchmen Chapter 2?
Yes.
They talked about?
I think it might have been before New York Comic Con, or it might have been actually I don't really remember, but this is supposed to be like a movie that's just coming out. Like we got to see a trailer, and it's coming out I think on November 26th to like digital platforms. So
nice.
I never watched Chapter 1.
Yeah,
so I don't really.
I haven't watched Chapter 1 either, and I meant to. Like, is that on Max right now?
It is.
Okay.
I still need to watch Chapter 1.
I do too. Because like, even though I wasn't a huge fan of the Watchmen movie that came out years ago, I did like the Watchmen series that came out. It was pretty good. I think it was way better than the movie personally.
So good.
But yeah, also we got Creature Commandos trailer, New York Comic Con, full trailer.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Let me tell you, this is probably what I'm the most excited about just currently. The animation definitely gives me like Invincible vibes. From Amazon. But I'm not gonna lie, it's got a stacked voice cast as we talked before, and it looks good. It looks like it's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be it's gonna reel you in as well, I think.
Yeah, Viola Davis is back.
Yes, Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. Get his real name mixed in with his fake name. But man, it looks so good. So good. And
there's like a bunch of theories out there about like some of the villains that they had in it. I guess the more villains, like they said that there was like a Batman, like possibly Hush was in it.
Oh, really?
So I am interested in it. It comes out December 5th, on Max as well. So,
Uh,
I'm gonna watch it because it's there to watch.
right.
Because why not?
Right.
And we'll see how it goes.
It looks pretty brutal. Like they're not going to hold back on the violence and stuff just from this trailer.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. So
supposed to be rated like R, right, or
I think
TVR, or
so.
whatever the
Yeah, and
TVM,
it's
TVMA.
mature.
definitely
Yeah.
geared
Yeah.
for adults more, than a blend of adults and kids.
Oh
So
Hmm.
yeah.
I'm here for it. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's this week on DC. Y'all ready to jump into some Star Wars?
Let's get
Hell
it.
yeah.
Our guy, Ewan McGregor. This man wants to do Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2,
Hmm.
amongst other things like more live action Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Uh, give this man what he wants, because honestly, that's what his fans want. And I feel like this would do Star Wars some benefit of their current backlash they've had recently.
Mm.
It's been so quiet on the Star Wars front. Like it's
So
just
quiet.
been like it's there
Besides
still,
besides
right?
Lego Rebuild the Galaxy, it has been
Oh
and,
my
like,
Yeah.
god.
I don't even think anybody's been pressing for wanting more Star Wars. And, like,
No, because I mean,
I do, but I just want good Star Wars. I want some good
Please.
stuff.
Oh
yeah,
my
I mean, like
god.
one of the things that we did, I don't know, I'm kind of like jumping ahead, but
No,
we
no, you're
did
good.
hear about like the skeleton crew.
Mhm,
We got to see a couple of photos come out of the New York Comic Con. Uh,
mhm.
that's on December 3rd. I'm more excited for Creature Commandos than Skeleton Crew.
Oh,
Um,
100%.
Yeah.
I'm
but
very
this
leery of Skeleton Crew of what I've seen so far.
Yeah, so this is supposed to have like a 2 episode premiere. So I'm like, are
Mhm.
you guys just trying to pull like Agatha shit right now? Like they have like a bunch of comics that they have coming out, and that's
Mhm.
cool. Um, for the people that like read the comics and stuff, and I'm not
Right.
knocking that, but I'm just like for me, I don't read comics because I feel overwhelmed when I go into a comic shop. So,
Mhm.
um,
I
like
get that. I'm not gonna lie. Same. Just because, like, I've not grown up reading comics, and I
yeah.
immediately, you have that desire to want to read comics, but then, like,
Hmm.
when you walk in and you see these, you're like, "There's no way I have enough life of me left to read all these," and I feel like I need to catch up, but where do I start?
Yeah,
I don't know where to start. And what story
I
is the
don't
best one
know
to
where
start
to
on?
start. I want to
Yeah.
like, okay, well, I know I really like Storm, but Storm has like so many different fucking
Yeah.
arcs, and I'm like, all right, well, which one is like a good one to start on, and does
Mm,
it like cut in between? Like, am I now missing something
right.
prior? So, everybody that's listening, we would love to have your your suggestions.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
and please send them in the comments, like
Please.
now or like throughout the rest of the time that you see this,
Like, your
whenever.
favorite
Just
comic lines.
yes, because I would love to eventually read a comic one, or
Mhm.
if I get really into it more. Like I would love to do that.
Right.
Ming Chen like said like he had like a couple that we could get into, but now I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, well that was like 10 years ago. Is there like
Yeah.
there's probably more of that, right?
So, like,
So,
I went to our local comic store, a few months ago. I say it's probably, like, 7, 8 months ago, and I was
mm,
like, "Alright, I'm gonna start a few lines." And actually, I was like, "I'm gonna start 1." And then I walked
Yeah.
out of there with, I think, at least 2, maybe 3 different lines. Well, like, so, like, the Moon Knight series, like,
but
I
have
love.
you read it?
Yes,
Like
it's
have you
yeah.
even Oh, okay,
So
okay.
so, like,
Alright,
I
alright.
haven't read them all the way through, but I've read what I bought. So
Good.
I bought, like, 3 to 4 episodes per run, just while I was there, and, so I started a Moon Knight run that he recommended, and I started a Scarlet Witch run, and, like, they're both good, but then I'm like, "Man, this is gonna add up really quick," so I think I'm about to download this Marvel app, the Marvel comic app for $10, and, like,
Yeah.
I'm one of those people, like, even though I'm not an old comic kid, I do prefer to flip the pages and read the pages over I do swiping pages through a tablet, but then
Yeah.
I'm like, "This is gonna get very, very costly." And for
Man.
$10 a month, I can get unlimited, Marvel Comics that's ever been created. So I think
Yeah.
In the
that's what I'm
digital.
about to do, yeah.
Yeah, the digital's way more clutch.
Yeah,
But
I mean, Jamie in the comments, she said that she also finds it overwhelming, but she read like a Loki's arc and
okay.
that it was amazing. So thank you for your suggestion. And if I'm ever in a comic book like shop and they have it, like and the first, I guess, like ones, and that's always
Mhm.
harder to find as well. Um, definitely want to figure that out. want to see
Yeah.
if like maybe if like you just get like an issue number 25, like if it
Mhm.
doesn't like interact with like the past ones, kind of like what if like you can just watch them and they don't intertangle.
Right. Yeah, and
Interesting.
and speaking of Moon Knight, I think they actually just started a new Moon Knight comic line, and so I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
what better time to start this line as it's coming out, as this episodes are coming out." So as bad as I want to go back through some old stuff, I'm thinking about trying to find some new stuff that's currently coming out and hasn't been fulfilled yet, and maybe just starting there and easing into it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so Mads Mikkelsen has joined the lineup to be at Star Wars Celebration in Japan of next year.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, he is. Man,
One of my
that Star
favorite
Wars
actors.
celebration, that Star Wars celebration is going to be wild. First of all, he plays an amazing Hannibal. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
why we
does.
don't talk about that more
oh,
often is,
oh my god, yes.
Favorite TV show of all time.
It is the whole
Period.
cast. Like Will Graham
Yeah.
too, the guy who plays Will Graham. Oh,
mm,
Mhm.
and then you got Lawrence Fishburne. Who doesn't love Lawrence
yeah,
Fishburne? But like, so I'm a huge Anthony Hopkins fan, and I know we're in Star Wars right now, but like,
Yeah.
but like, Mads Mikkelsen to me, not many people can one up Anthony Hopkins. I think Mads Mikkelsen one up Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal. Like
He
he
did.
just does a phenomenal performance as this
So
character,
good.
and
His food looks so good, even though he's
yeah,
cooking people. He just like, I'm gonna throw a
I'm
little
like, you want to
parsley
come
on
over
that
and cook
shit.
for me?
right,
Like,
right.
Man,
He's like, I won't ask questions, just cook.
yeah, like whose lungs do I have
let
to
him
eat?
cook.
Because you season the shit out of that stuff. Like, what the
Right.
fuck? He's so
Oh man,
God.
for sure.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah, I think that's all we have in Star Wars this week.
yeah.
So we have quite a bit of selection and some educated wish entertainment.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you want to kick this off.
Do I? Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right. So, it's something that I've been waiting to talk about. So, Princess Diaries 3 is actually happening. It's got confirmed. You know, we know that Anne Hathaway is going to be in it. As for Chris Pine, though, when everybody's asking him, he's like, "I don't know. Call Disney. Call Bob Iger. I don't know shit. Don't ask me." um, but the director, her name is Adelaide Lim,
hmm
and she's the same writer from Crazy Rich Asians, and that's done like amazingly, you know. So I grew up with Princess Diaries 1 and 2. Julie Andrews is in it, and even though she wasn't singing in it because at that point in time she had done like her surgery and
Right.
could no longer really sing, I still found it magical, and I always wanted to be a princess. Like that was always me. But like Mia's character as like a princess, she's like
Mhm.
a generic like she doesn't have the princess life. Like she's just doing her weird quirky thing and I'm like that's me. So I'm excited to see what they do with this as Princess Diaries 3. I want Chris Pine to come back because in number 2 she did like do the engagement thing with him, started falling for him. So I definitely am going to watch it. I'm going to be watching the news to see like when this is supposed to come out.
Right.
Yeah.
So real quick, before we keep going into this,
Yeah.
Kenpachi says, my suggestion about comics is get some trade paperbacks. They compile large chunks of the story, gives you a fuller view of what's happening in one book.
Mhm.
Also, LJ Harris from Bleeding Rainbow Comics is in the chat. So just joined in, so I don't know what we're talking about, but I hear Moon Knight, and Jed McKay is an excellent writer for Moon Knight. Highly recommend people to check out his Moon Knight comics. He's also the writer on the new line, he believes.
Ooh,
Oh.
All right,
All
all right.
right. I
Yep.
appreciate that. Thank you.
great recommendation, sir.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
LJ, we've covered Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and now we're into our mixed entertainment news. So
Which we call educated wish.
yes, we do.
Hey.
Yeah, when you came
Uh,
up with that name, I was like, oh my god, it couldn't be more relish. Oh, fun fact! In case y'all are all wondering, probably not, but not streaming. But yesterday, I went and seen Deadpool Wolverine in theaters for the 6th time.
oh my
Damn.
god.
Our theater is playing it on random days, just not consecutive days still. Found that
Yeah.
out. Yep, went and seen it for the 6th time. And I
Good
tell you
God
what,
Almighty.
it still is delightful as the first time. Still
Man.
laughed all the way
I
through it. Still singing
I
through it.
did I bought it. I definitely did buy it. So I will be, or AD bought it for me rather, or for us. I don't know. However you want to like look at that, but it's for me. It's okay. He knows.
Regardless, you have it in your possession.
Yes,
Oh,
100%.
That's great.
We got a fun fact from LJ about Princess Diaries.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, go for it.
This is Christy Carlson Romano, who played Ren Stevens and Kim Possible herself.
She did.
Was
Yes.
up for the role in Princess Diaries, but her shooting schedule for even Stevens made her miss the audition, and Anne Hathaway got the role.
Oh wow! I
Oh.
did not know that.
You know, I could see her playing that role though. Like she would kill that role.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah,
That's
she's
wild.
a great singer too. Yeah, because
Yeah.
she actually does the singing for the Kim Possible theme song.
Mm-hmm. And her and
another fun fact.
Is it Will Friedle? Her and Will Friedle have a podcast together, and it's a pretty good podcast actually. So I seen the panel of theirs live in Chicago one year, and that was a fun panel. Just them bantering and talking back and forth and things they've done, and then the podcast and stuff. Like if you ever get a chance to check out their podcast, definitely check it out as well.
Ooh, I'm definitely gonna have to look into that now.
So Terminator Zero Season 2 has been confirmed, right?
It's been leaked. It's been leaked.
Yeah.
So on like their X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, maybe even Instagram. I can't remember what it was. One of the socials. Netflix like posted like a couple of like, you know, kind of like the when you go over to I don't know, the cover art. There we go. For a bunch of their seasons and series, right? And they had a Terminator Zero, and this was all in Spanish, and it said season 2 in Spanish. So it's like, oh shit, you kind of like leaked on yourself. But they haven't.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
They haven't fully confirmed it yet.
Gotcha.
So we're still waiting on Netflix to actually confirm it. They just accidentally like leaked it, and then now we're just like there.
Yeah. Did I hear leak that they were this is going to be like taking place in the 80s too? I think.
That I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't read that.
Don't take what I said. Then take it with a grain of salt. But I could swear I read that it's going to take place in the 80s for some reason. I think, but I could be lying. So.
When does the first one takes place in like the 60s?
The 90s.
90s.
90s. So then it would be going back in time, but a second season.
Yeah, I don't know. So I could be getting something mixed up with it.
Interesting.
There's no telling, because I mean we did get yeah, we got. I mean the Terminator movies did take place in the 80s. I think starting out. So
yeah,
we'll find out.
So something else that's from my childhood is Freaky Friday. So Freakier Friday number 2.
God.
They officially set a release date of August 8th, 2025.
Nice.
So for all of you 90s babies out there, I know there's a lot of us. There's just something else for you to go and watch in theaters, and this one's closer than Princess Diaries 3. So
okay.
Nostalgia.
I'm happy for it.
Bringing in the money to the theaters.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, dude! I don't know if I'm gonna just go watch this once, depending on how it is. I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely see.
It's a movie about my twin, or starring my twin, I should say. Lindsay Lohan's born the exact same day as me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Twin, where have you been?
Got some Witcher season 4 news as well.
Yes. So Witcher season 4, it was already like announced that it was coming out, and we already knew that Liam Hemsworth is now the new Witcher actor. But what we actually did get during like a couple of days ago rather was that they recasted Vesemir, who was Geralt's mentor and his father. They're going to recast that character, like the guy that played it before dropped out due to like conflicts and issues with like him doing an F1 Apple TV something series with Brad Pitt. So he will not be in this. They have to recast him. So we'll see.
Nice. And then Megan Thee Stallion, for all you Megan Thee Stallion fans out there, has in her words coming on Prime Video October 31st. So yeah, get a little backstory and a little bit more knowing stuff inside of her life.
Yeah, we got to see a trailer that came out like 3 days ago. And this is going to be about Megan Thee Stallion's like her journey on the rediscovery of her happiness with music since her mother passed, and then like how she regained her confidence after the shooting that she was involved in, and how like everybody was bashing her on social media and she really wasn't into social media. She's an all around like amazing person. If you haven't seen her Hot Ones, like it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's
She's
so
a
good.
super big anime nerd, and she
She-Hulk.
talks about anime in that she was in She-Hulk as well. I mean, I love Megan Thee Stallion. I got to see her in 2018
Oh,
prior
nice.
to COVID, like like closing down everything, and prior to her like really just soaring off. So that was actually pretty cool because we had no idea who she was, and we were just sitting
Right.
there eating, and we were like, "Oh shit! Like who is this? This is amazing."
Yeah, did you hear about in a documentary about where she married Deontay the Giant? Man, that was a really interesting part of the story.
I didn't click at first because I was like, "Who? Oh, oh, got
It's
you."
probably in your documentary too that you're working on right now, isn't it? Oh, Deontay freeze up again. Oh,
Witchcraft. God damn it.
well, there you are.
Oh.
You're back.
Yeah, I was talking.
We
I was
all
talking about the marriage before I got kicked out.
LJ, you're 100% right. Like everyone would kill for this girl, like or woman. She's an amazing person. Like I can't say enough good things about her. She's just like all around a great person. Like I love her.
Oh, I didn't see Jamie earlier said that Chad Michael Murray bought a house here in my small province and lives here part time. Not gonna lie, it makes me happy.
Hey.
I would love to just randomly go to a store and be like, holy shit. He was in like Gilmore Girls, which was also another one of like my things that I grew up on, and he was in Freaky Friday. He was in Freaky Friday.
Huh.
That's right. That's true.
Yeah, Jamie's
Good.
from
Yeah.
Nova Scotia, so yeah.
Well, maybe I need to move to Nova Scotia. Excuse me.
Right?
I thought I was doing something with my life. Anyway. There is a new Beatles documentary that's coming out. It's called Beatles 64 for 1964. It's going to be a documentary directed by Martin Scorsese, so that's pretty cool. And it's coming to Disney Plus on November 29th. It's going to have never before seen footage that they obviously like redid to make it into 4K because back in 64 they didn't have that. Oh no, Deontay.
Oh, not again.
Oh no, you're good. And it also is going to include 2 interviews from Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr as the 2 surviving members of the Beatles.
Gotcha. I feel like there's every few years there's always something Beatles coming out, whether it be a movie or a documentary or something. Which I mean, I know they're pretty iconic. So
yeah, yeah.
So this past week we've all
He is going to be in the second one. This is true. He was confirmed.
Oh really? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Him and Mark. Shit! I totally forgot his name. Mark Hammond. Harmon.
Okay.
The guy from NCIS. I completely just blanked his name, and I'm so sorry for all of you fans out there.
So this past week, I'm not sure if we're anxious to talk about this or proud to say this, but yeah, we've all seen Terrifier 3 this past week, and that picture says it all.
I mean, I really did like. It's weird to say it like that, but I liked how he sliced up humans. I don't know.
So
like,
I would say out of the 3 movies, it was the better one of the 3. We got more substance instead of it was just it was more substance and storytelling.
Yeah, I liked it. Enough that I went and actually went to watch it. I went to a drive-in because I have drive-in movie theaters here in Las Vegas. So I went to the West something drive-in, and I went and saw it there, and I was like, I was cheering anytime he was slicing people. I was like, wow, that's really cool, because he does it in like weird ways. And then you
Right.
got to see like his side chick that has like the no eyes, and you thought she was dead, but then like she wasn't dead. It was like a whole thing. It was a whole experience. But yeah, I went and I saw it, and I did that, and I will never watch it again. But I did
Yeah.
it.
Well, so what? So about the Terrifier thing is like, and I hate it's like I watched the first one, the second one like the week prior, and as me and Deontay was talking about him as we watched him, I was like, this is awful. This is so bad. And like things, and like I get creativity, but at the same time, I don't think this is creativity. I feel like this is just, hey, we're trying to give a feel of a movie, but then here's our budget, so we're gonna make everything feel like 80s, but then we're gonna give everybody current cell phones. Like inside the
Oh,
house looks like
they did
80s and
have cell
90s.
phones.
Yeah, they have 80s and 90s. Everything it has that vibe to it, right? But then we're going
Mm.
to give you like current cars and current cell phones, and like it just doesn't even make sense to me. Like why? But then, but I will say though, like I'm invested in the story now, and so now every time a new one comes out, I'm going to have to watch it just to see how the story continues. But
Well, lucky
every
for
time
you,
it'll be a one and
they
done
are
for me.
coming out with a number 4.
I
They
figured
have confirmed number 4.
the way this one ended, I figured is going to, uh, but
Before even 3 came out to theaters, like they already said that number 4, like the
mhm,
director said, like, we are doing number 4 and possibly 5. We'll see
yeah,
how like 4
Yeah.
goes. So it's happening.
I
Yeah,
get
Damien Leone, he basically went on record saying that he did not want to go like the Nightmare on Elm Street route where he's like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, we're gonna wrap the story up.
oh,
Yeah, they're gonna wrap the story up.
but
Yeah, Art the
oh,
Clown
there
is
he is.
alive
He's
and
back.
well, and
Yeah.
he is going somewhere. I don't. He got on the bus at the end of Terrifier 3, and he's about to take off and go kill people elsewhere. So
Well, I do not know what the end was because I got a little too inebriated at the drive-in, because it's the drive-in and you get to bring your own stuff, and I had a DD, so yeah, that was a fun night.
And
Well, it wasn't like
obviously
that.
the movie wasn't keeping her attention enough to like focus on that, so
No, the thing that
she
we were
had to
doing is
drink to handle the movie.
we were taking a drink every time somebody died, and
Oh,
oh
nice,
God,
nice.
oh God,
yeah,
It was pretty
anyway.
wild how they strung that person up and cut the center and like shoved the face in it. Like I was like, golly. But anyways,
God.
So Mike Flanagan, he's
yes.
coming out with an Exorcist, and he has said that it's not going to be a remake. He said, "My goal is to make this the scariest movie that I have ever made, and I want to be scared shitless to make it." So it's coming out in 2026, as you saw on that poster.
Mhm.
I love Mike Flanagan. I want to see if he uses like Karen Gillian in it, and I want to see what he does with that, because
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
here
The
for it.
Exorcist. Like, I love
Mhm.
exorcism movies. Like, The
Me
Exorcist
too.
of Emily Rose is like one of my most
Yes.
favorite
It's
Yeah,
so good.
movies.
so good.
Yes,
Like it's something to me about exorcism movies. Just it has a tier of creepiness to
because it's real. Like,
yeah,
that
Yeah,
of
based
shit
on
can
the
creepiness.
true
happen.
story.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know, creepiness that nothing else in the horror movie realm can bring to you. And
Yeah,
what exactly what you said, like in my mind when I'm watching these, I'm like, this can happen in real life. I feel like this can
yeah,
happen in real life. And so like, and then I get on the deal, I'm like, I want to be an exorcist. Every time I watch a movie, I'm like, yeah, I think I want to be an exorcist. And
yeah.
I don't know why, what's wrong with me and why I do that every time I watch those movies. But then I sometimes will go down rabbit holes and then I'll lose it after a couple of days and forget again until a new exorcism movie comes out. Then I'll be like, I think I'll be an exorcist again.
yeah. Because like every time that we see
Okay.
Deontay, freeze like that, we need to perform an exorcism. That's what it is.
It's the demons over here. I don't know what's going on. I've seen too many
They're
priests get their
freezing his internet.
Oh man, so not gonna go over like all the episodes or nothing like that. By no means, that's came out. I mean, we're only I think 3 episodes out. Fourth one comes out today. But for all you Walking Dead fans, we have Daryl Dixon, the Book of Carol, which is season 2. Um, man, it is so good. This takes place over in France. So, as we see in season 1, Daryl accidentally gets shipped over to France by some people, and he's kind of stuck over there. And then he wants to get back home, but now he's kind of like obligated to help take care of this boy that's under this like religious zealot craziness. And they're trying to think he's a chosen one that he can like get bit by walkers and won't get
Not
infected.
turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so to prove to
So
this,
kind of like The Last of Us.
yeah, but like this religious following this guy has, he wants to prove it to them, and like he has this chosen path, and like they're about to just throw him in the middle of with a walker and like get him bit. Like they're drugging him up. They're like brainwashing this kid. This kid's not into it. Daryl's kind of helped training this kid how to track and stuff. Well, now this kid and his mom, they've realized that this religious following is not. It's not what it's supposed to cracked out to be, and so they're wanting to go back to America with Daryl. And so Carol, on the other hand, has lied to a guy in America, saying that her daughter, as we all know, died in season 1 of The Walking Dead back in 2004, maybe, if I'm remembering correctly. But anyways, she's like, my daughter's over there, and I think she still could be alive. Well, she actually just wants to go save Daryl. But so she convinces this guy to fly her overseas in this plane that he has. So Carol's on her way of trying to find Daryl. She's actually in the realm now, which we should find out tonight. I think they're going to about to cross paths because Carol hooks up with this enemy that hates Daryl, is trying to kill Daryl. She plays it off that Daryl's her enemy. She wants to kill him. And so now this woman's going to take her herself to kill Daryl. And
this is wild.
Yeah, it is wild. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be in France. I feel like this ain't going to be as good as The Walking Dead. It's good. Like, nothing's good as the OG Walking Dead, don't get me wrong. But this is good. Like, they're experimenting on walkers. And, like, they're filling them up, like, with acid somehow and, like, creating acid. It's wild, the experimentation.
What the fuck?
The creativity that they're doing with this. Like, before Carol finds Daryl, they actually come across some environmentalists. They have to land the plane to get more fuel because they ran out of fuel and do a repair in New Zealand. And it's 2 women, and they're 2 different environmentalists. They're there surviving. They act nice. Come to find out, one wants to get out there and hates it. The other one wants to breed and repopulate the earth. Well, so the deal is one of them is supposed to kill Carol, and the other one's supposed to make Daryl impregnate her. Or not Daryl, I'm sorry, the guy with the plane impregnate her. And it's wild. Of course, they end up killing them. Actually, they killed the one that was crazy and wanting to be impregnated. Well, then the other one's like, oh, thank God, can I come with you on the plane? And Carol's like, yes. She's like, you shouldn't be made to stay here. And she really was kind of being forced to stay there and do what this other woman said. As they're walking up to the plane, the guy's already freaked out because the woman tried to impregnate, whatever. And he literally, like, Carol and her are talking, and it's kind of foggy and dark. And all of a sudden, boom, this dude shoots a flare gun right at the woman and kills her. And, like, so Carol don't even tell him. He's like, she was about to kill us. And Carol's like, yeah, she was. You did what you had to do. And they get on the plane and leave. Yeah. But
oh my God.
What's wild is after 20-something years of The Walking Dead going is the constant creativeness of like these walkers and these scenarios. They still keep it very fresh and very different, and it's fun. It's still good. So yeah, Daryl Dixon, Book of Carol, every Sunday's a new episode, and yeah, it's great. They're still bringing it. It's wild too because Daryl and Carol is 2 of the OG characters that's been since day 1. So definitely check that out. It's on AMC on Prime.
Yeah. So Blumhouse had like their whole panel at New York Comic Con, and they announced a couple of things. So one of the things they announced is like Megan 2.0, and that's supposed to come in June. They had like this weird, like creepy little thing that happened. That wasn't even supposed to happen. Everybody was like, whoa. We had the Wolfman trailer, like actual trailer debut, and that's supposed to come out in January 17th, 2025. But something that's new is Drop, and that's supposed to come out in April of 2025. So Blumhouse like has like all of this big things like happening and coming out, and it's interesting because they had like one last thing that they had talked about, and it was called Fear the Spotlight, and this is actually a video game that they have coming out, and it's it comes out in like 2 days. So it already came out on like PC. It's coming out onto like all of the actual like consoles. It's like a third-person horror adventure game. It's about like 2 high school girls that do a séance and then like shit goes wrong.
Hmm.
So if you're into scary like games,
Right.
this game comes out in like 2 days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's a Bloomhouse game. So they have like 3 different games that they have coming out, and this is like the first one of the 3.
Oh, wow. It's interesting to see
Nice.
like how this takes off with them jumping into the gaming realm.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
But speaking of gaming realms, Tay, you want to share some latest gaming news?
Yeah. All right, guys, it is your girl Tay doing the gaming things. So, coming to PC, we have a couple of games that I was going to talk about real quick that have already been out on console, but now they're upcoming to PC, Steam, right? So you have Spider-Man 2. So that's coming out January 30th, 2025. There is no DLC like that they're talking about for this game, which is completely different compared to Spider-Man 1 and the Miles Morales games that we got from them. So everyone's thinking, does that mean that there's a possible Venom game that's supposed to be coming out? Because they already had announced that there's a Venom game in development, but we don't know exactly when it's supposed to come out. So this kind of makes us think that it's sooner rather than later. Another game that's coming, or 2 games rather, is the Red Dead Redemption, as well as the Undead Nightmare. And that's finally coming to PC on October 29th, so in 9 short days. This is 14 years after like the first one launched on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 in 2010.
Wow.
So it's been a long time coming, and it's finally coming out for those of you that are like into those games and couldn't like play them yet because you play on PC.
Heck yeah.
That's fair.
So Alien Isolation, they have a second one in development. It got announced at the 10-year anniversary of the first one. There's no final title actually of what it is or the release window yet, but it is confirmed that it is happening. But we also don't know about the platforms yet. So
Okay.
keep an eye out on that. If you're an Alien Isolation fan, it's coming out. It's happening.
They do PS5. I think I'll buy that one actually.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Alien Earth. That's supposed to be coming out next year, the TV series.
Oh yeah, on is it on Hulu?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that I try to look for more news on that because I was like, oh, give me more Alien. You guys are talking about an Alien video game. All right, what about Alien the TV series? And like, no, there's nothing yet. There's people like seriously hyping it up. The people that are like in it, that have done like a couple of interviews or whatever, and they're like, it's good, and I'm like, no shit. So, here we are. So the last thing I want to talk about is A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead. So this is a video game that came out on the 17th, so just like 3 days ago. It's $30. It's on Steam, PS5, Xbox, like all of the main gaming platforms. It's a single player horror adventure, and there's like a mode that everybody's been talking about on it where you can activate your microphone to like anytime you make a noise, like, or there's ambient noise around you, like if your dog barks, right? Like, and your microphone picks it up, like an alien will like come like looking in your direction from like a quiet place because they hear it. Like it's an actual,
that's wild.
Like, yeah, it's really cool like how games have developed so much that like before, yeah, cool, maybe it was just like you stepped on a branch in the game. Cool. Now they're going to come find you because you can pour salt and everything in the game. So you can like step on the sand or salt or whatever. So you don't make the crunching noise the same way that you see in A Quiet Place. So this one like makes it even that much more realistic. That like I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's is going to start doing that kind of thing,
Probably.
or Silent Hill or something like that.
I think that's super smart and creative for them to do that because like that doesn't, that's like as close as you can get by throwing yourself in real life in that universe. Like, oh my, like that's so cool. Like I want this game.
The jump scares are gonna be real for sure. And it's like, oh, I stepped on a leaf and it made a crunch.
Yeah. It literally, it's making me sweat. Is like how much I'm like thinking about that.
Yeah.
But something else that I wanted to talk about real quick about like the Quiet Place stuff is Quiet Place 3 was already announced and that they were going to be doing it. It was supposed to come out in 2025, but it got delayed. We don't know who's like directing it. We don't know if John Krasinski's coming back. We don't know if Emily
Quiet
Blunt's
Place
coming
4?
back.
So three came out this past year.
No, so that's Quiet Place Day 1. It's something else.
Day 1's the prequel.
But
yeah,
but it's the third movie of the series. Oh,
sure.
Third movie taking place after the second one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a continuation of it.
It's going to be called Quiet Place 3.
I got you.
No, you're good. But because
third movie.
yes, and because A Quiet Place Day 1 did so well, they had already talked about doing a sequel for that, calling it like A Quiet Place Day 2 or something along those lines. Maybe like a 48 days, hours, years later. No, LJ, I am also very loud. Like the game, this headset, this is the same gaming headset that I game with. So yeah, I talk way too much and I talk mad shit to video games, so I wouldn't be able to put that mode on. Like, oh yeah, bitch, you thought you heard me?
While you're eating those potato chips playing the game, make sure you close your mouth because you're about to die.
Or like put your mic up, something like that.
Yeah, allergy season would have made me sneeze and I would have gotten eaten. So it's
oh man.
Yep. Yeah, but that's all the gaming news.
It's great. Deontay, you ready to tell us about the latest con?
Oh, y'all know what time it is. Ladies and gentlemen, so in approximately 19 days, we have Motor City Comic Con 2024. Taking place on Friday, November 8th, going all the way up to Sunday, November 10th. So 3 days, you can come and get your nerd on. This will be taking place at Suburban Collection Showplace, which is 6100 Grand River Avenue in Michigan. You can get your tickets online from MotorCityComicCon.com. This, unlike other websites, this does have comic and con spelled out with both C's in it. The tickets, so the adult pass for Friday will be ages 13 and up, $30 plus the processing fee. Saturday, the adult pass is $45 plus processing fee. And then Sunday, it will be $40. And then you can get the weekend adult pass for $90 plus the processing fee. And then the VIP fan pass, which is like $249. So the deadline for wristbands and all that is Sunday, October 13th. So that is passed. Kids 5 and under can get in for free. You can pick up from the box office early, get your tickets on November 4th, 5th, and 6th from 12 to 8. Yeah.
You don't have to wait around in your cosplay out in the cold because it should be cold and not hot.
Especially in Michigan.
In Michigan in November, early November, this is going to hurt. Yeah. Get your tickets early while you still can. Kids ages 6 through 12, however, their Friday tickets are $10 and Saturday as well. And then Sunday, ages 6 through 12 gets in for free. So
okay.
Pretty sweet deal. They got a weekend pass for the kiddos. That's $20. So you guys will be able to pay more for yourselves and not have to worry about balling out on the kids. So
balling out on a budget.
Balling on a budget. And we have at least somewhere to 20 to 30 guests. But I've only taken note to like 12 to 14 major celebrity guests. So in attendance this year is guest number 1, Robert Englund, also known as Freddy Krueger himself from Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes,
Hell yeah.
Lord. One of our main attractions. And man, I wish I had the chance to meet him.
I do want to meet him because, like, I'm a huge Freddy Krueger fan. I've cosplayed as Freddy Krueger a couple times.
Oh man,
I'm talking about bald
OG.
cap and all. Yeah,
Oh my God.
I didn't do the mask. I actually bald cap and like took wax and formed all the scars. It took me 4 hours to do all of start to finish.
How long did it take you
Damn.
to take that off?
I don't. Man, it's been a minute when I did this too. I was like 22 or 23 when I did it, so it's been over a decade ago. But,
Yeah. You go out for Halloween and just scare the shit out of people. Welcome to my world, bitch.
yeah. That's his.
That's his line.
Yeah, that's his line.
Our second guest on the list is none other than the legendary Andy Serkis, who is Precious from Lord of the Rings. He is Ulysses Claw in Black Panther movies. Where else he's been in?
He is also Alfred in the Batman.
And yeah, that's right. He's the Matt Reeves universe Alfred Pennyworth.
Yeah,
and that is you get to meet him, you get his autograph, take some photo ops with him. Also from the Lord of the Rings universe, John Rhys Davies.
a Gimli.
So, Gimli
and my ox.
Just throw me.
Man, these dudes are basically lined up with stacked like resumes and everything, so you can get your autograph and take a photo with him as well. Then you have two people from The Boys TV series, Tomer Capone, who plays Frenchie. Oh, my voice just went crazy.
Frenchie get you that excited, Deontay?
Right?
Oh.
Like, why did I get that hype?
I love Frenchie's character for real.
Absolutely. He definitely sees her from Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah. Andy Serkis. Yep.
Yeah, and Karen Fukuhara, who plays Kimiko in The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
And she's also plays in
Katana.
the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Katana, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Yep, so she plays Katana. Oh, and then we have Mr. Monty Python himself, John Cleese, is coming to the Motor City Comic Con. So that's going to be freaking awesome. Wayne Knight will be there as well, known for lots of different
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
Park.
That's the magic word.
He's an absolute legend, man. Joe McHale. So if you guys are fans of the Community TV shows where some of us first met Donald Glover, aka Childish Gambino, him and Joe McHale were like two of the main stars of this series. And it's hilarious. That's like the number one role that I remember him from.
And also he had the series called Soup, I think, which was like before Tosh Point oh came out. And then it's where they like showed clips on the internet that was funny and talked about him and stuff. And it was talking about celebrities. But yeah.
Man,
damn.
I can't believe I missed out on that. Wow.
That was back in the day.
Yeah. Dude, we got some Community fans in the comments. Yes.
Yes.
Our guest number 9 is from none other than Ron.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
We're losing Deontay.
Is that me?
Well, I can hear you now. So we didn't hear who you announced.
Oh, guest Perlman.
They just really don't want you to say his name.
Yeah.
What's my name?
What's your name?
All right, let's try this one more time.
Anybody in the comment section can hear me.
We can now.
All right. Guest number 9 is Ron Perlman.
There we go.
Sons of Anarchy.
And
Sons
Hellboy.
of Anarchy. And the OG Hellboy.
Hey.
Oh, man. He's been in a lot of stuff, too. He's been in Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the Donald Glover version.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
That was hilarious of trying to force him on the run and like jump out this window. He's like,
you really gonna make me fucking jump?
Oh, man.
Deontay has been sigiled.
Yeah, I got sigiled for sure.
Y'all in the comments are too much.
he is Slade from the Teen Titans TV series too, which I just found that out. I was like, what?
I didn't know that. Okay.
He's
Damn.
Deathstroke.
Yeah, I love
Freaking-
Ron
Damn.
Perlman. I actually got to meet Ron Perlman. I got pictures with him and got his autograph. So.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah,
I'm kind of jealous. He's an icon for real.
He is.
Also, guest number 10, McLovin, Christopher Mintz Plaze, Superbad. Also from the Kick-Ass movie. I already forgot his character's name from the Kick-Ass movies, but he's just like the rival villain to Aaron Taylor Johnson's character. So we get to see McLovin. Guest number 11, Manny Jacinto, who plays the Stranger in The Acolyte.
Nice.
That is the Sith Lord. Oh yeah. We may even see him suited up, so that'd be pretty awesome.
That would be
put
sick.
the helmet on and have the red lightsaber. Oh my god.
I still want that damn helmet.
That helmet is going to be.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I would definitely want that helmet for my collection. I hope they continue to put it out. I heard that they retracted it. They're not going to put it out now, but I hope that they do.
Dude, last I heard, it was going to be like $40 too. Ooh,
I'm okay with that. Those helmets are normally like 120.
Break the bank on somebody. Lord. Guest number 12, George Takei. If you're a Star Trek fan. He's also been a part of a whole lot of other legendary projects. And off the top of my head, my memory comes and goes. So you get to meet George Takei. We have a rapper that's going to be at Motor City Comic Con.
Okay.
None other than Logic himself.
Really?
No shit.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's so weird.
Out of all the rappers in the world you can get, we got Mr. Peace, Love, and Positivity.
Is he from Michigan? Is that why? Or
Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
So I don't know why. What the hell is he doing?
Well, it's so
I don't know.
real quick thing. Like I thought this was odd. So at New York Comic Con, it's Comic Con, right? So I seen Ming took pictures with Gary V. And I was like, why has Gary V got a booth at Comic Con? Like I love Gary V. That's a raw, unfiltered guy, but it's smart when it comes to like marketing, business, and social media. And I was like, that's cool. And I would be doing the same thing, take a picture with him. But I was like, that's not at all who I expected to see at a Comic Con.
Right? Like, dude, like you getting artists coming through and getting booths and stuff. What is going on?
People are finding out Comic Cons are the shit. That's why.
Yeah.
That's facts. That's facts.
Ming Chen's trying to been telling us all these years.
Right.
Oh man. We've had 2 celebrity guests cancel. So Vincent D'Onofrio will not be able to make it in attendance this year.
You've had 3 actually.
Yeah, dude, he's been going to work.
Well, I mean, 3 that canceled. You got Kiefer Sutherland and Ray Park as well. They both canceled. Yep.
Yeah, Darth Maul himself will not be able to make it this year, and Mr. 24 will not be able to make it this year.
Yeah. Or as I know him as Doc from Young Guns.
Hey, he was Doc.
Yep.
Yeah, but those are all of our main attractions for Motor City Comic Con. 19 days out. Friday, November 8th to Sunday, November 10th. Make sure you get your tickets online and enjoy yourselves when you get there.
Heck yeah. That'd be another great one to go to for sure. But so before we wrap up this episode, let's talk about what we're giving away. So we are giving away a Marvel Legends Red Skull autographed by Ross Marquand himself. To enter to win, just have to follow our YouTube channel. The more you comment on our videos, the better your chance of winning is. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, we will pick a winner and ship it straight to you. So, guys, it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's great to be back. Thank you for an amazing episode yet again, as always. But I mean, still. And everybody in the comments, it's been a blast having y'all here.
For real, yeah. Thank you for all the support and everybody in the comments as well. But until then, actually, we do have a little teaser to say. We have another celebrity interview lined up. So we will actually be interviewing them next weekend, but won't be releasing that episode till later that following week. and this will be someone for you anime fans. So keep watching our socials. We'll probably actually drop a teaser today or tomorrow,
Mhm.
and then probably halfway or toward the ends of this coming week, we'll announce who our guest is. So be on the lookout for that. But until then, catch everybody later.
Peace.